and you know all the standard implementations here of the ad copy. So the idea is, once again, we don't need to describe the benefits and features of our products right now because, like I said, these are people who already saw the benefits and features. These are people who already came to your site once, whether it be organically through an ad, through a social campaign, and now they've added items to your cart, and we want to appeal to get them back. So one thing is what we're doing is we're bidding more aggressively. That's the first technique. We're going to bid more aggressively because these are for sure guaranteed high quality visitors because they've added items to their cart. They just didn't check out yet. The second thing is with your ad copy. You want to give that personalization. Use the chance that you have with remarketing to be more personal, to be a little bit more humorous, to be a little bit more emotional. So and also use the fact that you're remarketing to give people a reason to check out. So if you could afford a 10% coupon, whether it be a 5% coupon, whether it's a free shipping promotion, give them a reason to come back, because what's happening likely is that they're now comparison shopping. If we're going to still use keyword targeting, but when somebody kind of came to your site through a desk chair search, added a desk chair to their cart, and they came back to Google and continued doing desk chair searches, you want to get back in front of them, okay? So now we need to select our keywords. And I don't want you to get confused. This is a keyword targeted campaign, but we're only showing our ads. It's only applied, or it's only active to our remarketing audience. Think of it like a schedule. The same way you could have a schedule and keywords at the same time, you could also have a remarketing audience and keywords at the same time. The way a schedule works is if I have my ad set from 9 in the morning till 5 at night, then when someone comes to Google and searches for such and such a keyword, show my ad. It's the same thing with remarketing. If somebody is on my remarketing audience and they come to Google and search for such and such a keyword, show my ad. So what we're doing here is we're going to add keywords, and we could copy and paste a lot of the keywords that we used, but the third strategy is to be a little broader. So over here we might just go with office chairs, phrase match, or even a broad match modified office chairs. And we could do things like buy file cabinets online. I'm not going to go through all the ins and outs of adding keywords. We could take some from the suggestions here: executive office furniture, home office furniture, even if it's a little bit broad matched, because once again, we don't need to be as worried with our match types here, because we're really just interested in getting back in front of our potential customers when they're searching for our competitors or when they're continuing to educate themselves. We want them to come back and finish their order. And I'll save the ad group, and we should be good to go. So now we have an ad group, remarketing to cart abandoners, 10% coupon come back, but at this point, we haven't told Google that this should only be working with remarketing. Right now, if this campaign is active, which it is, and I'm going to just pause it here so I don't spend any money, but if this campaign was active, actually let me enable the ad group and pause the campaign. Right now, the campaign was active. What would happen is if anybody came to Google and searched for something related to my keywords, my ad will be eligible to show just like a totally traditional ad campaign. But now what we want to do is we want to modify the settings with an audience. We want to tell Google only show our ads when a query matches my keywords to my remarketing audience. Okay, so what you do is you jump over to audiences, and this is one of the ways you could do it. Once this page loaded, we have the ability to now add a remarketing audience. To do that, once again, you see the big, beautiful red button that we're all becoming very familiar with, and we click Add Remarketing. And the first thing that we're going to be told to do is to choose an ad group. So we're going to choose the ad group that we just created, 10% coupon back. Okay, now that we've selected that ad group, we need to add targeting. So we're going to add an interests and remarketing list, and we need to click this drop-down menu and change to remarketing lists. And now we can select multiple or just one of our remarketing audiences. And because I want this campaign to just be running to my cart abandoners, I'm going to click the double chevron and I'll have cart abandoner selected. I'll come down here, I'll choose target and bid. It's a very, very important distinction. We're not going to get into too deeply the difference between target and bid only, but just know that if you want to only target your remarketing list, your remarketing audience, then make sure you select target and bid and not bid only. If you have bid only selected, then your ads will show to everybody who matches your keywords, whose queries match your keywords, but you'll have the option to bid more aggressively if that person was also on your remarketing audience. Target and bid is a setting that we want to configure because it will make sure that the only people eligible to see our ads for this campaign are people who both are on our remarketing audience and whose queries matched one of our keywords. Okay, so once I select a target and bid, I'll click close. And I can ignore ad group and campaign exclusions and click save. Okay, so I have cart abandoners set up as an audience, and now we're all set to go. The only problem is, of course, that we just simply don't have any people on this remarketing audience yet, but be that as it may, we have now set up our very first remarketing campaign for search. And once again, I wanted to review the three main strategies we used here. One of them was a more aggressive bid. And you should be able to tell me by now why I'm allowed to use a more aggressive cost per click bid. The reason is because I'm only showing ads to people who showed a tremendous amount of interest in my products or services. They added an item to the cart. If you added an item to the cart on my page and you didn't check out, you're a good visitor. I want you back. And it's more likely the chance of you buying when you click again is higher than if you were just a person coming to the site for the first time. That's why when it comes to tracking my return on investment, it's reasonable to bid significantly higher for this sort of remarketing campaign for cart abandoners. Now, if I was just retargeting, if I was remarketing my all visitors list, I would still bid a little bit more aggressively, but not as much more aggressively, because an all visitors list might be someone who just came to my homepage for a minute and left and did not like anything that I had to sell. And they would then be eligible to see my remarketing ads. In this case, where I'm only showing ads to cart abandoners, I have the freedom, and I strategically should bid more aggressively. So that was strategy one, bidding more aggressively. Remember that. Strategy two was to use the text in the ad to be more personable, to show our previous visitors that we know who you are, we know that you have a product in our cart, we really want you back, and to use the text in the ad to give them a reason to do it, give them a reason to come back to you. So use a coupon, use a promotion, use a sale, use anything you can to appeal to them to come back and choose you over your competition. If you need to use reviews, if you need to use your return policy, whatever it may be. The third factor was being broader with our keywords. We weren't so neurotic about exact match and phrase match. We had a bunch of broad match keywords in there, and that's because I'm not really that concerned exactly what a person's typing in, because the whole reason we control match types is because we don't want to get a person to our site who's not likely to buy. But the person seeing our ads now is for sure likely to buy because he already told us that he's interested in some of our products and he added them to the cart. So I'm much happier, and I'm totally okay with being much freer or much more broad with my keyword match types. And that's exactly why we have it set up that way. So those are the three strategies: being broad with our keywords, bidding more aggressively, and using the text ad to our advantage. And now we have a campaign that's up and ready to run. And we also went ahead and, of course, once you created that campaign, you have to apply the remarketing audience to that campaign, target and bid, and you are ready to go. And you create multiple remarketing ad groups, multiple remarketing campaigns, and you could do a lot of really cool stuff. I'm sure you guys, and I'm sure you are going to come up with some tremendous techniques and strategies and create really, really cool and successful remarketing campaigns that are continue to bring your visitors back to the website time and time again. Before we jump out of this course before we jump out of this unit, I want to show you what it looks like in a real account where we have remarketing audiences that are already set up. So let me go ahead and jump into an account. So here we are in a live client account, and as you can see, we see the remarketing tag has a nice green check mark, AdWords tag last active 2:58 a.m. So this was checked and our remarketing tag is working. And over here you can see what it looks like when we have all these different website audiences set up. So we have homepage visitors, please come back. This is similar to what a cart abandoner would be. A main list, this is also rule-based. Homepage visitors minus our members. And over here you can see exactly the size of the list. So this number, 56,000, this represents how many people are in this list. So it's a pretty big remarketing audience. We have 56,000 people who have come to our website who we could remarket to using this audience. And for the display network, there's 59,000 people. Some people are not eligible to have shown ads on the main Google properties. You could only show them ads on display network. There's a number of reasons why that is. So sometimes you'll find that the Google properties, which is Google search and Google Maps and things like that, you'll find that the list size is a little bit smaller than the display network list size. But just keep in mind, just know that what this really is, this number represents how many people on this list. Okay, so that's exactly what this would look like. If we would click into the list, we would be able to see demographic, audience insights. It's really, really cool stuff. So we can see people what types of people are on our list. So for example, if I wanted to click on retail jobs, okay, I would see that 9.8% of homepage visitors, which is my remarketing audiences, is in the market for retail jobs, compared to 0.3% in the overall United States. So there's a healthy percentage of people on my remarketing audiences that are looking for retail jobs. There's 5% of people who are looking for personal loans, and I can get a sense of how many impressions and cookies are available to get for that remarketing audience. And these are just a lot of different insights we could see once you start building up your audiences. You'll come in here, you'll look at your in-market audiences, you look at your demographics. We can see here that most of the people on our list are from 18 to 24. Very few people are 65 and above. Male, female, parent, not a parent. So you could kind of get insights into the people on your remarketing audiences. And that's a very, very cool thing. It's very helpful as you continue to build out this campaign. But I just wanted I wanted to show you exactly what a built-out live AdWords account spending a lot of money looks like with a bunch of remarketing audiences that have been running for a long time. And it's really cool as you continue to look into this data. Jumping back over to us, that's really what we want to cover here for remarketing. You have a lot to work with. Keep in mind, remarketing is a crucial component of your marketing strategy. Your campaigns are going to be more successful and more profitable, and you'll be able to take more business away from your competition the more remarketing you do. Remember, when you create your remarketing campaign, it just starts off like a regular search campaign. Once you create your campaign, you create your ad group, you create your ad, you create your keyword lists. That's when you go over back to your audiences tab over here and you apply a remarketing audience to the campaign with the target and bid setting checked. Keep in mind the 3 strategies: broad keywords, ad text that appeals and ad text that's personable, and using a more aggressive max CPC bid. Okay, so those are the 3 strategies. You know exactly how to do it. We've diagnosed how to use the tag manager and how to add your remarketing tag to your website. It's really, really exciting stuff. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you come up with your own remarketing campaigns. The best of luck with developing those remarketing campaigns in search. And now let's jump over to the next video where we're going to start talking about conversion tracking in Google AdWords. A big topic. There's a lot to talk about there. It's a very, very important part of building out your campaign, tracking conversions. So let's jump over back to the whiteboard and let's tackle that. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Always very truly yours. Cheers for now.